Dani.
This is Lauren.
Welcome to the Butterfly Effect podcast.
We are two wellbeing besties here to have a little chit chat about the nitty gritty shitty of healing, all things wellbeing and what it's like being a young female entrepreneur just doing their best and figuring it out as they go.
Through this, we are on a quest to encourage and inspire women to spread their wings to grow, transform and heal.
Be sure to like and follow the Butterfly Effect podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
New episodes will be dropping every Wellness Wednesday.
And you can also follow us at butterflyeffect.pod on Instagram. Send us your questions, send us your stories. We can't wait to get to know you.
Let's get chatting.
I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Hello, darling.
Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm great. I mean, I've got a full belly.
Oh, same. We've just had a delicious naughty pizza.
It was naughty indeed.
Naughty.
Naughty pizza.
When Lauren came over, I was like, so do you want to get one to share? And she was like, I'm thinking one each. I'm like, same. Thank God she said that. I was thrilled.
You were being so polite about it. But I was thinking, is she gonna think badly of me if I want one?
No, I didn't.
To
I was
myself?
thrilled.
Okay, I'm so pleased we're on the same wavelength because and you were like, should we have salad with it? I was like, we could, but should we just...
Salad didn't happen, and I'm actually right about it. Truffle fries happened.
The truffle fries happened instead.
Great. Shout out Naughty Pizza.
Oh, naughty indeed.
Naughty, it was bloody great, but yeah.
Bloody great.
Hope you guys are well.
Oh yes, happy Wellness Wednesday. Here we go again.
So actually it's coming up to the end of the month.
It is.
Yeah.
Goodness, that feels so weird, doesn't it?
That's so scary. It's my birthday
wild.
really soon.
It is. And in this set, we are talking about boss bitch biz chat. Is that what we're
Maybe
calling
we
it?
should say boss babe.
Boss babe. Okay, because we are boss babes.
Boss babe biz chat. Yeah.
So it's giving me Professor McGonagall. You won't get that reference because you do not like Harry Potter because you are sinful.
I would love to do it. I'd love to understand it.
If anyone, right, some people are going to get that reference, what I'm referring to, and then some people won't. So that's going to really dictate or
Our followers.
divide the audience right there.
It'll be very interesting.
So
what does that mean then? Tell me.
So it was like an alliteration. You were saying like boss babe biz or boss bitch biz, and there's a line where Professor McGonagall, God rest her soul, she's now passed away. So sad.
No life.
In real life, yes. Maggie Smith.
I saw that. Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah, but there's a line in the film where she's like, bumbling band of baboons. And it's
basically that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're less boss babe, we're more
Bambling baboons.
bambling baboons.
Literally that.
We're doing so well.
We're doing all the things.
So little
today's
biz chat.
Biz chat. Something very close to our heart because they are our babies.
Yes,
aren't they?
absolutely. We have no actual babies. These are our
babies.
Yeah.
Literally that.
And you and Kimmy's just recently celebrated 5 years of the
Indeed.
salon.
We have.
And I suppose you're kind of looking maybe towards the next 5 years. Anything in store?
I mean, Kim will have a 5-year-old. That's weird.
That's crazy. Wow.
I don't know.
The team will have expanded.
Literally, it would have in more ways than one. To be honest, we're just so happy doing our little thing.
Yeah.
I have loads of hopes and dreams to what could be. But in terms of the salon, we love the space. We take each day as it is. We don't take it for granted. We're grateful for the space. Our landlord's fantastic. And yeah, we are just going with the flow.
Yeah.
Enjoying the lovely space and forever evolving it, really.
Yeah.
We love a little decor, a little spruce up now and again.
Beautiful.
We keep things kind of fresh and current, which is nice. Probably on pause for a little while whilst Kimberly births a child in the next few months.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're just enjoying our space and see where things go, really. I feel very fortunate in the fact that although I have a base, my work For example, the Calm Collective collaborations, the retreats, doing bits and bobs within Nellie Moser, the gorgeous little plant store, and other collaborations that I've recently got into this year, doing a collaboration with another Lauren, doing vision boarding.
Yeah,
and it is
beautiful.
fantastic up at the Grange. So I kind of dip my toe in different little places, but have the salon as like my base for treatments. It's really cool.
Yeah, you've got your home base, but then you've got loads of these little avenues that have kind of like grown from. And I think that's so beautiful and really lovely to witness as well.
I love how I can just bring my couch if it's massage based.
Yeah.
or
Set
just
up
myself
anywhere.
and my products, and literally off I go.
Off you
That's
pop.
cool. Yeah.
Coffee pop down to
Off
Nellie
I pop,
Moser.
literally.
Set up camp there for an afternoon and
It's so
deliver
nice.
some nourishing massages. Yeah.
Absolutely. Some of you may have seen that my room is so dark. I have a black ceiling. It's very cosy vibes. And at one point I did try to have plants in there. Within a week they all died.
Yeah.
They were
Yes.
looking so sad.
It's not the best for a plant-filled space.
So we have the dried pampas instead.
Yeah, but for coziness, it is a lovely back room, and I like how you're kind of tucked away in this little nook.
Me too, I love it. It's such a great space.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that building, and if there's any listeners that are maybe between the ages of like 45 and 65, that our salon used to be a baked potato shop.
Oh my god, no way.
Fun fact, and back in the day, after a night out, people wouldn't get kebabs, they would get a baked potato.
Oh my god.
With like a juicy filling.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
like the place to go. It's called Alphonse's.
Can we bring that back though?
Wouldn't that be great?
That would be divine.
I mean, I'm not here for the night out, but getting a cheeky jacket potato on a Saturday night.
Yeah, I don't need. It doesn't need to be a night out. Just get me a baked potato. That is the night out for me. That is the event. That is the event.
True, so true. So yeah, the history of the salon is quite interesting.
Oh.
My dad remembers going there.
No way.
Like probably stumbling in, but
All right, get me a baked potato.
I'll have cheese and beans, please. Instead, it's I'll have a fresh haircut. Funny. Yeah, very very
evolution of the
funny.
space. That's
Right,
cute.
yeah, but it's such a lovely space, and we were so lucky with that. I never forget when we.
Yeah, I was actually just about to ask, like, what was the starting point? So, like, had you found this space and did you approach Kim and say, like, you know, should we do this, or was it the other way around?
Yeah.
What was the starting point to actually you and Kim opening up a salon together? I'd love to know that.
It came at a time where we both felt like I had done 2 years at Studio 281, lovely private gym in Kempston, offering beautiful classes, highly recommend it. I was there for 2 years, so as they first started, I had the beauty room for 2 years there, and Kim was renting a chair within another hairdresser's.
Hang on, just a quick question. When did the salon start? When did it open?
2019.
Oh my god. So, hang on, because I taught very, very briefly at Studio 201, so actually...
Do you think we crossed paths? I might be
We
in my
must
room.
have done. Must have done.
Oh my god, that's so
But I was
weird.
I think I was there for like a week. And this was very early days for me. Yeah.
Interesting, imagine
That's so
that.
interesting. So, yeah. Wow, anyway, carry on, sorry.
Yeah, so Kim and I was renting space, she was renting space, and we'd always had this little dream of like, maybe one day we'll have a salon, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we're like, do you know what? Why don't we just start having a look? So we went to see a few premises in Bedford.
Yeah.
She fell in love with one down St Cuthbert Street,
Yeah.
but I knew in my heart it wasn't the right one.
Okay,
We were
fine.
literally about to put a deposit on it, and I was like, I really don't want to do this, but we're navigating a new relationship, like a new working relationship.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the big sister that's like, no,
Yeah.
do you know?
Cracking
So
the whip, yeah.
she fell in love with it, but we knew it was going to be a hefty lump of plumbing and basins, building a treatment room, because there was
Right,
no separate
okay.
space.
Yeah.
But we were like, okay, maybe this is the way forward, we're so new to this. And then the estate agent called us and was like, this hasn't gone up on the website yet.
Oh, that's always the way, isn't it? Always the way.
Literally, do you want to go see it? It's on the Broadway, and this particular day my dad was off, which is so rare. My mum was around, Kim was off, and I was literally had a gap in my diary, and we were like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll come at this particular time. Walked in the salon, the basin's already plumbed in. There was a desk space. The salon was really huge, but we kind of had a vision like, oh, maybe we could put like a parting wall up to
Yeah.
make Christina/Maddie's room.
Yeah.
And then went through into the back, and there was just loads of fridges in my back room. It was really weird. And I was like, okay, well, this has got potential.
Yeah.
And then he gave us the figures, and it was just perfect.
Oh, wow.
The fact that we didn't have to plump anything in, it had that is like massive.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god, I think we found it. And it was like the feeling of a new home.
Oh.
And it was a really magical time. And then we literally got the keys and had a 2-week turnaround until our first client was booked in. We had no choice.
2 weeks?
2 weeks. It was chaos.
Mad.
Chaos. There was building work.
You can do a lot in 2 weeks though, yeah.
Our painters, God bless them, they literally worked overnight for 4 nights.
Wow.
There was like building work happening in the day, they would come and paint, building work happening, they would come and paint, they would literally do a night shift.
Wow, insane.
It was insane. My dad would drive past at 6 a.m. and they're just tidying up.
Oh my goodness.
It was mad.
That's a great team of painters though, that's dedication. Wow.
It was amazing. So yeah, crazy time, and 5 years down the line we've
still going.
Supported so many lovely businesses, like various different workshops. We've got Natalie Wells who comes and does a paint pop-up every few months, but every 4 months.
You've got wreath making workshops.
Wreath making at Christmas.
That's so fun. I love that one.
I've held a few vision board and like really utilise the space because I kind of sit out front and then like kind of divide up the 2 areas. So just so grateful, really.
Stunning.
It's great. So hopefully we'll be there in the next 5, but we'll see what happens. Really.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Oh no, so cute.
Yeah, it's just good.
Nice to hear.
What was your first teaching space?
My first teaching space, goodness. Well, you'd have to go back before I officially set it up as a business, because I did teach a little bit whilst I was at uni.
Cool.
And I taught at the uni as well, which was really cool.
Wow,
yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah, that was a nice opportunity. And I even taught my first Yogance workshop at the university.
Yeah.
Because obviously I studied dance at university, so it kind of made sense. It went hand in hand. And so to make use of the studios, and studio space is really hard to come by. So I did that brief teaching stint at Studio 281, but I was always leaning towards being independent. I don't know why. I just wasn't...
Flexibility, do you think?
Possibly.
Like not having a structure?
Possibly. I knew I wanted to go down the route of being an independent teacher, not necessarily being affiliated with a studio, just so I could do my own thing. And looking back on it now, I'm like, that's quite ballsy, because again, I didn't know anyone. So like, by going and affiliating with a studio, it allows you to kind of build relationships with people that are already there. So it not only helps you make these connections, but it also helps you to build confidence, because you've actually got bodies in front of you to teach and to guide through a practice.
I guess it can be quite a slow burn as your name's getting out there.
100%.
People are learning your style.
Yeah, and it was such a slow burn. Like, I'd have many weeks, I remember this, and I look back on it actually so fondly, because I would hire out like a little community centre. I remember actually I taught at Brick Hill Community Centre.
Oh yeah, cute.
But I'd get like one person, and sometimes I'd get like no people at all. But I'd book the space, so if no one came along, I'd use the space and I'd film some content. I'd just
utilise
do a little yoga flow.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to utilise social media as best as I could.
Must be kind of like fresh as well, like even social media in the business world has developed so far, hasn't it? And like early stages of things.
Yeah. So I just utilised the space as best I could, because, as I said before, studio space is so hard to come by. And I thought, even if I'm still showing up in somewhere, like even if I'm still showing up online as a teacher and showing like my practice, the kind of stuff that I teach, then one day people are going to see that and think like, you know what, I will go to a practice with her. And I even, oh my goodness, this is just all coming back to me now. I remember literally trawling the streets of Bedford and just popping flyers in people's doors.
I love that so much.
Yeah, like proper old school.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And I remember one man came behind me and put it in his bin. I was like, oh my gosh.
I remember one time I'd put a flyer through someone's door and a dog came and ripped it out of my hand and shredded it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh well,
that's a waste.
That's fine.
That was
But also, I remember people looking at me so like suspiciously because I'd be walking down the street and they'd probably be in their living room. They could see out onto the street, and they'd see me walk up their door, and they'd be like, "What's this woman doing?" And I'd purposely have my flyers in my hand, like I'm just gonna put a flyer in. I hope that's okay.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, and that feels very old school. And sometimes I even think about doing it again because actually sometimes the old school ways work best, don't they?
Yeah. I still get a few flyers through my door for small businesses.
And they always say like the day to fly drop, the best day to fly drop is a Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, most people are at home. They don't typically get any other mail on a
That's
Sunday.
so true,
well,
yeah.
there's no post on Sundays. That's another Harry Potter reference. Oh my god, I'm really
Is it?
I'm really going for the Harry Potter references.
I love it so much.
Yeah, so that was one of the things.
cool.
Yeah, it was a real long slog, and I remember.
Isn't it nice to look back on though? Like
I
the
know.
graft. I used to do fairs. I'd literally
My goodness,
pack
yeah.
up everything, every product I owned.
Mm.
I'd even sell some really random stuff
Yeah.
and literally be like, yeah, this is what I do, this is who I am. I'd go to like schools when they had their craft fairs or summer fetes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pay to rent this like a table.
There's a big thing about
mad.
showing your face. This is actually what I encourage to others as well, because when you're starting something from scratch and people don't really know you, people, especially as a small business, people want to know the person behind the business. So there's a big thing by like going to these fairs, going to these fetes, and and having a stall, and even with fly dropping as well, because you don't know, some people might actually open the door and then you can have a chat with them and say like, you know, I'm starting up a new class, I wonder if you'd like to join. So people can see your face and they're already building some sort of a connection with you. Even if they're not interested, they start to see the person that you are. And I think
that speaks volumes.
It speaks such great volumes.
Having a personal brand behind you is everything.
And I think, again, it shows that level of, again, authenticity. It always comes back to authenticity, doesn't it?
It actually always does circulate background, I love the early days of starting a business, like pre-salon. It was really weird time because I literally got told to come in while I was working, finish my working day before I was able to go self-employed. And I had mentioned to my boss at the time that I was going to leave. And then she said, okay, it's your last day today, can we have your keys?
Wow.
I was like, oh my god, like now?
That's cutthroat.
It was so bad. The beauty industry, it's so sad how it is, but they are so protective of clients thinking they're theirs.
Wow.
And it is so bad. And I've always said, like, to the girls, we don't employ them for a reason. I don't want to be anyone's boss on my own. But for that reason of, I hate the term your client because you don't own anybody.
No,
you don't.
That's actually really, that's such a good point, because we share a lot of clients as well, and I imagine, well, technically you and Kim share clients, like just using myself as an example, because I go to you for massage and I go to Kim for my hair.
Literally.
I go to Christina for my nails.
For sure.
So,
you just it's circulated.
Clients, 100%.
Absolutely.
I suppose it comes back to what we were saying in another, it might have been last week, I've lost track already, but there's enough space for everyone.
100%. Yeah,
for sure. And again,
to do your thing.
What was I saying last week where it's like collaboration over competition?
Yes.
It's
It's all coming back. It's also very circulating. Literally that. I just think as well, like, if you've worked really hard to gain a clientele, that's not up to anybody to say they can and can't go. It was really sad because Christina and I worked together at this particular salon, and they said, if you tell anyone where Dani's gone, you are literally out of here. It was horrific.
That's brutal.
So crazy. But then people do find you, like if you've had you know, like people that have worked with me, I've got clients now for 10 plus years, which is so beautiful. So they've come on the journey. But yeah, you just think, wow.
And again, people like get to know you for who you are as well, and I think the fact that people have stayed with you for 10 plus years speaks volumes to not only the business that you run, but your character as well. Like I have clients as well that have been with me since day dot. And their support is just phenomenal, and I'm so grateful for it. And I was actually thinking back to you know, the whole idea of when I was sometimes teaching one person, sometimes teaching no people. And sometimes I think I remind myself of it now, like, say for example, I have a bit of a quiet class, there's been a few cancellations, maybe there's like 8 people in the room, and I'm like, oh, there's only 8 people today. But then I think, hang on.
8 people.
There's 8 people. 8 people have come to this session to have a yoga session led by me. It might just because they're ticking yoga like off their to-do list today, and it's just something that they want to do. It might have nothing to do with me whatsoever, but still there are 8 people in this room
that turned up to your class.
They have showed up for me, I'm going to show up for them, you know? So regardless of how many people are in the room, I will always show up for those people that even if there's, you know, 3 people, 2 people, 1 person, I will always do my best to show up.
It's very interesting. And on that, like, although our line of work within the wellbeing industry is similar, it's so different. Like, I always find diaries fascinating. Like, my day would be filled from, say, like 10 till whatever time I'm finishing, or 9, whatever. But then your day would be like 1 or 2 busier classes. And it's like, that is so mad. And the planning obviously that goes into your work as well, it's like adds up.
I suppose for the most part my diary stays the same each week, but there are like kind of fluctuations within. But I love the way in which my schedule has kind of become now, because it allows me so much more space.
Yeah, this is true. Like, it schedules everything, and having a good structure. And actually, that's another thing I think as well. Like, when you're self-employed in the early days, I don't know about you, but I pummeled every hour God sent to me.
100%.
And had 0 balance. I quickly burnt out. I was exhausted. I knew I wasn't perhaps giving my best possible work because I didn't have it in me. So I was just like, oh my God, the clients are here. I need to like harness them and look after them. But now I feel like I give
you can be way
120%. And it's just it flows through the week. I said to you earlier, I love Mondays, my busy day. Busy, like smash it out, have a good solid day. And then for the rest of the week, up until Thursday and Friday, are again 2 long days. But I love that flexibility now in the middle of the week.
No, I love that for you. And actually, I was saying to a client, she actually reached out to me and said, can we go for coffee? Because I'd love to have a biz chat with you and just like pick your brain, because I'm wanting to go solo. I'm want to be like solo counsellor. And I was like, absolutely, yes. And one of the things I said to her was, when you're planning your time and when you're offering time slots out to people, making sure you're having, like, it's up to you, maybe an afternoon, an evening, or maybe it's a full day.
Sorry. I'd made an apple crumble and it's ready.
That's okay. Should we pause?
We can pause.
Okay.
Oh, we can get it. Cute.
Oh my God, cute.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
BRB.
Back to the episode.
Back to the Business boss babes.
No, fortunately, I think I remember what I was saying.
Okay.
So
Pre-crumble.
Oh my God, I'm so full. Oh God.
It actually hurts to breathe in. Why have we done this?
We just suddenly reclined so much, and I've got my full belly out.
It's actually your fault, because you ordered a pizza for yourself.
I have regrets. I have no, like, just look at how I'm sat, right? Okay, I'm just gonna hold my belly.
Don't get so full, your back hurts.
I was literally about to say, like, isn't it like...
Oh, that's better.
I'm, like, holding my belly like I'm pregnant.
So cute. If you want that cushion too, it feels quite nice. It's real squishy.
I'm too full to move.
Okay.
Anyway.
What were you saying?
Right, I was saying... what? Okay, I remember we were talking about how a client had asked me to meet up for coffee.
Yes.
And I was sharing some little bits of kind of advice.
That's
and
really nice.
You kind of take it or leave it. Like, it's you take the little bits that serve and leave everything else behind. So it's just like little bits that I was hoping that I was sharing in the hope that it would be really helpful. And she said that she found it super inspiring. So I'm really pleased for that. But one bit I said to her was that in terms of like diary and scheduling.
Oh, yes.
We're back on track now.
Yeah.
Is to make sure that you're scheduling some time, be it an afternoon or an evening or maybe even a full day, where you can work on the business, where it's outside of delivering sessions, or it's outside of whatever service it is you're providing, or it's outside of whatever things you are creating, but it's on the business itself. Whether that's doing some website development, whether that's doing some email marketing, whether that's doing client outreach or client retention. God, I feel like I'm speaking like a proper...
Is she a business coach?
Am I a businesswoman?
Is she?
Yeah.
I know what she's talking about.
Maybe it's like enhancing your USP and, you know...
Yeah, literally that is very important.
Yeah.
I never did that up until April. And I take my Tuesday afternoons off for that. And
Yeah.
it's so good. I have it as like my money day.
Oh, nice.
And it's so great to like sort out my finances, get sex. It's a big thing actually. I don't think a lot of people speak about in business. The structure of money.
Also, in a lot of courses, they don't do business modules. They don't actually tell you. They give you the skills to do the thing that you're doing, to provide this service and to teach yoga, for example. But they don't actually teach you how to run a business and all the accounting that goes alongside it. I mean, mine did touch on insurance and did touch on like music copyright and things like that.
Oh yeah, sure.
But actually, in terms of
how to run a business,
the logistics of it, there's none of that. But I do think the most successful businesses are the people that just gave it a go, just went into it and thought, you know what, I'm going to try this, I'm going to see what happens.
I agree.
Yeah, because I think
you learn.
Yeah, you learn
along
on the
way.
go. And yes, there's this feeling that you could fail, like it might not go exactly as well as you'd hoped, but often failure is the best thing, because through that you grow, you learn, and also, you know how we love to pivot?
We love pivoting. A pivot. Yeah.
Pivoting.
And there should be no shame in it as well if you're having to
100%.
change perhaps an idea, a schedule, if things hasn't quite sold. I just think it's not a failure.
No.
It's a reflection, and you can learn from it always.
And it's like nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Literally that.
Like you'll always be wondering what if, unless you just give it a go.
Yeah.
And it is also the most empowering thing. The second you make that decision, and you see it so often when people step out the corporate world to go solo, and you see that the empowering decision that they have made, and it is terrifying, but you slowly find your feet, and you slowly like find your people, you slowly find your clients, and then before you know it, you have built a business.
Yeah.
And you've done it.
And you're just rolling from one year to the next.
Yeah.
Celebrating your anniversaries, like, oh my god, let's roll around again.
Exactly.
Yeah, literally that.
And I feel like there's always a fear that, especially when it comes to like a big business decision, like I made a really scary decision to completely change my pricing module. And that was terrifying. But every decision you make is going to feel like it's going to be right for you ultimately. Like, yes, there's no such thing as a wrong decision, I don't think.
No, I agree.
Because
you're going to learn from it, and it'll go either a really, really good way. It's unlikely you'll pivot backwards.
Yeah.
You'll just...
You've just got to go
shift
for it.
on, yeah.
And also, at any point, a business could close. That doesn't mean to say that it's failed. Like, even the most successful businesses who have been going on for 10 years, 15 years, sometimes they close.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily out of sign of failure, because for those 10, 15 years, however long it's been, it has been successful.
Yeah.
And it might have just been something's happened. It might have been the case that something's had to change. Maybe life situation has changed. So I really wouldn't put the thought or the fear of failure at the forefront of your mind, because that is, if you put it there, it's always going to be there.
Absolutely.
And you can use it as the driving factor to push you forwards, or you can use it as the thing that's going to hold you back.
I love that quote that's like, what if I fail? But darling, what if you
fly?
What if you fly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
beautiful.
so good. And even if you are, well, you may be new to business, have a vision, like literally see it, write down. I have this book where I write all my like manifestations, if you like, to see what I'm working towards and how they're going to look in 5 years' time. Write it as if it's the present tense. Like, this is what's happened today. It is so powerful. That's to like
beautiful.
put your magic, like the most perfect working day for you, even if it's down to monetary situations, how much you've earned, what you've achieved in that day. It's like so, it makes your brain expand. To be like, this is actually possible because I can feel it in my brain. What's that other one? If you can see it in your mind's eye, you can hold it in your hands or something like that.
I think so.
You can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. Something like that. But yeah, I think definitely getting clear on like your visions and where you're heading towards, you'll never fail.
And I also think, and this is what I said to the client as well, figuring out the who, what, why, when.
Perfect client,
Not just that, and actually this was something I hated when I do like a couple like business mentorships, and they'd say like, figure out your ideal client. I'm just like, but I want to teach everyone, I want to reach out to everyone. And like, yes, to some point you have to have your ideal client in mind, because that's just going to help you shape your offerings to draw in the right people. And actually one key thing I was taught is like, when you are creating like a class or a workshop, if you imagine you are trying to sell it, trying to deliver it to that ideal client, it's going to be a better way of like marketing it or advertising it. So that's one thing that did stay out to me. But in terms of the who, what, why and when, I think it creates this kind of blueprint for the business that you're slowly going to shape. So the who is you are right at the center. It's you that's leading it, it's you that's behind the business. The what is what you are going to offer. And it's like, you can literally have these almost like a mind map, have who in the center, draw a load of arrows outwards, and it's like, okay, it's me at the center, I am who is running this business. Who am I then? So how am I showing up into this business?
Love that so much. That's
so
powerful.
I think for me it would be like, Lauren, late 20s, yoga teacher, I'm passionate about yoga, free movements, authenticity, empowerment. They would be what comes off the who. And then the what is the yoga, and I suppose it's a chance for community. It's a chance for people to come together. So again, there'd be arrows coming out of that. So you've got who, what, why. Why am I doing
your
this?
Your why behind it,
your why behind it. And again, that could be bringing people together, creating opportunities for people to come home to themselves, to create space for quiet and calm for themselves. The when, that's when again you figure out your schedule,
your
amazing,
diary, love
your
that
timings.
So much. And actually, just touching on the diary side, there are so many amazing software and apps that can really help you to schedule your time and go online with your bookings as well, because that's a massive thing, isn't it?
And actually for a long time I took I didn't have a booking system, and I took payments offline, which worked well for a long time, and I was able to manage it, I was able to stay on top of things. But the second I got that booking system, the second I invested in it, oh my god, what a difference. And also for my clients, it made their customer journey so much smoother, because they were able to book and pay all in one go. So who, what, why, when, scheduling. And then how is trickier, because it's like, okay, how am I going to put these together then?
Would it be in terms of like the space that you're needing to do that?
It could be. It could be, okay, like, so there's also where, I imagine, where am I going to be based? Am I going to be based in a studio? Am I going to hire a space out? Am I going to offer a space in my back garden? Like, have I got an outhouse I could create a studio space? For example. How is like the first steps you're going to take to slowly bring these things together? And for me, the how was like, okay, how am I going to reach out towards these people? Website, social media. They were the things that I dove into first.
That's
and I think the more, I suppose, presentable and reachable you can be on social media and online. Because if you're looking for a yoga class, where are the first places that people go? Google,
Google,
Facebook. And they'll ask for recommendations. So the more presentable you can be on those places, the more easier you're going to be to find.
Yeah.
And I suppose it goes for massages as well, therapies, counselling.
Actually, that's interesting because we are literally weeks away from launching our website.
Oh my god, you've been talking about this for so
freaking
long.
ages. But we'd put it off for so long, so we were like, we've got everything we need, like, is it a must? But now things are growing in different directions. You have to keep up with the current flow of stuff, right?
And also, I've actually realised this when, because I'll often bring you up in a class and I'll be like, oh, Danny's doing this, or like, I've got a massage with Danny later this afternoon, and someone will very often say like, oh, I'd love to book in with Danny, how do I go about doing it? And I was like, oh, you can reach out to her on Instagram.
If they haven't got Insta.
Not everyone has Instagram. And I was like, well, I can give you her number, but then I'm always not sure whether you're happy with me giving your number out to people, and I try not to do that unless it's a client that I like a client that I know. But yeah, having a website that you can
easy reachable, just for a bit of everything.
With
so
all
that's
the info
really
on
important
there.
as well, actually.
And sometimes it is worth investing in getting a website done. It really depends on what your priorities are and where you want to send your initial investments, but I do think website is
so worth
up
it.
there.
Absolutely, for sure. Definitely. And so many booking systems are like a pay monthly system, so that works so well. And there's just making, like you said, the customer journey is everything.
Yes.
Making it as short and accessible as possible, and as much information as possible as well. That is just key. On your service or whatever you're offering. Because, for example, with Kimberly with Rise Hair Spa, as I mentioned, we were writing up the write-up. She was like, do you think this is enough? And I was like, as much detail as you can. What products are you going to be using? How long is the treatment? Because if you're investing that amount of effort, time, money, whatever you're doing, they want to know the ins and outs. I certainly would.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree with that. That's actually something I've been thinking about with my own offerings, and being as clear as I can and offering as much information as I can. Especially with things that maybe people won't have heard of as much, like a cacao ceremony, for example. Not everyone's going to know what that entails, so including as much information as I can as to what it does entail. Is
they
gonna,
might be intrigued.
It's going to pique people's interest more. So as much info as you can. And I know writing copy for a website it can be so hard, especially like if you're writing an about me section on your website. That is the worst thing.
It's a bit icky, isn't it?
I hate it so much. But at the end of the day, you've got to back yourself.
You're selling yourself.
You've got to back yourself.
100%.
And
it's really
it's just such a journey.
It really is.
And you never know where it's going to go, but the potential is endless. It could take you places that you have no idea, that you couldn't have even imagined.
Exactly.
And
like we were just saying about our friend Alice, we're going to say that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
One of the gorgeous hairdressers in the salon, she is now a Colour Wow educator, and she's just this weekend been to Paris and styled hair in Sephora with the main man.
Incredible.
Like, amazing.
And didn't that just come about from her reaching out?
Just reached out to them.
Again, she backed
loving
herself.
their products. Knew that she'd be a good representative, and know that she's so good with her clients and recommending the products. And I rate her so much for it. Out of the comfort zone, and she'll say this herself, like that she's really stepped out of the comfort zone in doing this, and even travelling alone. She'd never done that before, so that was another like tick off her list. I'm so proud of her. She smashed it.
Incredible.
It's so cool.
It's so inspiring. And I will forever hype anyone up that wants to, start something new, start a business.
So much, literally.
Because it does take a lot of courage. And as we said before, it can be quite isolating, quite lonely. So having people around you that are going to back you up and that are going to support you as well is everything.
For sure. This year I just got into running vision board workshops for small businesses.
Smashing it.
And that has been so lovely because we work on such a level of like energetically. The energy you're bringing into your business is everything, because if you are the face of it, you're that driving force. So you have to literally be so clear on your vision, what you're working towards, and then we look at it from a marketing perspective as well. So it's like a bit of both. It's just the best.
Very cool.
It's so cool.
I'm hoping to come along to one of those soon.
Please do.
I think
We're
at
doing
the
the first
beginning of
one
the
in
year.
Jan.
Yeah, I'd love to come to one at the beginning of the year. Just as like a nice refocus.
It'd be really good. It's so fun because we just do a good old brainstorm and then literally make vision boards. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And in the last one we did, I actually went round and for each individual businesses scouted through all the magazines and found like a particular word that matched with their brand, a colour, like something along the lines, and it was so fun for me to get involved. I was like, I'm in my element right now.
Love that.
We did we're gonna do a recap, so every 6 months we'll have like an initial one, then 6 months later almost like a little recap, see how things are going and what things have been achieved, and it's crazy what comes along from it.
Yeah, I feel like that's such a good idea as well, because it's very easy to feel a little bit stuck sometimes because you are the one that's constantly churning out these new ideas, these new offerings, these new opportunities. So it can be quite a challenge to keep things fresh. And sometimes all it takes is actually going to an event like this, like a co-working event, like a networking event, or I freaking hate networking events. I think everyone does.
I want to change that. I really do.
Yeah. But going to these like vision board exercises, these workshops, again, you're bringing other people in just a little bit, and then maybe they might suggest something, or they encourage you to think about something like a problem you've been having in a slightly different way, and it offers you this opportunity to just completely reframe it, and suddenly bam, you've got that spark of inspiration, and then you're flying again.
It's been amazing. Lauren and I both said it's been crazy how it's almost acted as a soft networking event.
Beautiful.
We've told everyone to bring their business cards. The conversations, whilst they're busy doing something, the conversations that happen when they're like, oh yeah, that would be really cool, maybe we can collaborate.
Stunning.
Like, it's been so cute to see because it wasn't built for that, but it's just naturally rolled, and we're like, oh, this is so magical.
Moment of serendipity, that is.
It is, as the tattoo says.
As the tattoo states.
Yeah, literally beautiful.
I love that. Magical.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This is a really fun app.
I love this app.
It's been a bit stop-start with our apple crumble, but delightful.
Bloody good though. What
so
a lovely
delightful.
time. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Thank you so much, honeys. Hope you are enjoying the podcast so far. Please send us any suggestions of what you'd like to hear next. We've got a few birthday apps coming up, haven't we?
We have. Lauren and I are basically 1, 2, 3, 4 days apart.
We are 4 days.
And a whole year, but
a year and 4 days.
that way round. It's going to be a really, really good time. So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah,
so next Wellness Wednesday.
Next Wellness Wednesday. Do you want to share where you're heading off to for your birthday?
I'll be in Abu Dhabi for my birthday.
Cute.
And then I'm going to the Maldives.
Stunning.
I can't believe it.
Ooh.
We've got a water villa.
Oh, a water villa?
Like, you go down the steps, you're in the sea.
Oh my god, you are so bougie.
I can't wait.
You are so bougie.
And where are you off to, madam, for your big 3-0?
Oh, she's going to Milan.
Woo!
It's happening.
If
Finally
you've been following,
booked it.
We knew that this day was coming.
Yeah, she finally booked
She's
it.
booked it.
Yeah.
She's in. She's
Stunning.
ready.
So any suggestions for Milan? I am all ears. But yeah.
And any business questions, we would love to help you out in the old DMs, or please let us know, because between us, I think we're little books of knowledge.
Yeah.
On both what our experiences, and even if it's not relevant to our businesses, quite often things are quite broad.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and share across many platforms.
For sure, and as I said before, sometimes it just takes like opening up to someone. For new inspiration to come flooding in, for sure.
100%.
Amazing.
Woohoo.
Oh, thank you so much, Hans. As always, please rate and review wherever you're listening. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. And follow us on at butterflyeffects.pod on Instagram. And we will see you next week with another Wellness Wednesday episode. All right, thanks, Hans.
Bye.
Bye.